warm welcome. Today we have with us Mr. Naseem Haldar, who is the head of cybersecurity and compliance at Slice. A very warm welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us, CXOTV.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you, sir. So, before we proceed, we would actually like to hear from you how your journey has been so far. If you can share it with our CXOTV audience.
Well, I would say, cybersecurity journey is always very interesting and, it will give you a lot of opportunity to learn new things, and it's always make you entertain that, new things are always coming up every day, every second, every hour. So you'll get entertained in your career, and you will also get the opportunity to overcome new threat, new kind of problem statement that will help you to grow.
I absolutely agree with you. Especially over the couple of years, we have seen cybersecurity getting so much of importance, and the industry is constantly evolving. So, could you share some of the challenging cybersecurity issues that you have faced in your career, and how do you approach resolving them?
Okay, I would say, the cybersecurity or the information security, the starting point in India itself, I would say, initial days, it was just a one security team with part of IT, just give, some of the security testing and their work is done. From there, it's become a, compliance requirement. So it's, kind of a checkbox that you have to have. And nowadays, it's become a feature of your product, right? Especially if you have, D2C business. And if your business is with, I would say, a D2C angle where here might be you're doing a lot of financial transaction, a lot of PI data transaction, then cybersecurity become a feature of your product or feature of your business. If you don't have it, you will not be able to grow. And challenges are, I would say, it's very, very difficult to count the challenges. But at overall level, I would say mostly the new threats, most of the security leaders have, have overcome the known threats and they know how to handle the known threats, but the unknown threats is quite impossible to handle. And one of the biggest challenge for any security leader is that visibility, how much visibility they are having, how, they can contribute to the business in a positive manner, how businesses also understand that whatever control they are putting to the business is basically safeguard the business. It's not for the blocker of the business. That's the mindset, I would say. But I have seen that mindset has been changed in nowadays. But especially the business leader, I have seen, they have faced, some level of fraud or cyber attack on their personal level, or personal data has been compromised, or might be, it's done in some of their known circle, and they learn from there. So that challenge has been also come up. Nowadays, I would say, you will face very less direct cyber attack on your, on your system or on your infra. You will see it will, one vulnerability will lead to another vulnerability will also open another gate. Then from there, other attack may happen. And today's, the nature of attack has been also, quite changed. Earlier, it was most like, people come, people take away, and people want to create a, disruption in your system. Nowadays, I would say the hackers have a, tendency to, don't disturb the regular business, continuously taking the data, continuously, I would say, leveraging the infrastructure for their own work. So that is a new trend is going on.
Right. So I was just mentioning about compliance. Definitely, it's a crucial aspect for cybersecurity. So how do you actually balance the technical aspect of security with the regulations that are required?
Okay. Let me answer it in a little bit different way, I would say. See, compliance is nothing but a, check. I would say basic check what you should have, or it's coming from a regulatory requirement. Like if you want to part of this business, you are handling this kind of sensitive data, or your business is, I would say, especially if I talk about the BFSI, your business is, it's a small, I would say, part of Indian economy, right? So if you don't have that basic check marks, it may impact the Indian economy. And today's world, I would say, it's almost, the warfare, the style of, attacking has been changed in a different way, right? So nowadays, what happening, the geopolitics has been changed. People don't want to, do a bombing on you. But, the Cold War, there was a Cold War, era where people are, taking a mask and doing a war. Now people are taking a mask and, firing against you without any perimeter, without any gun. And compliance is the basic checks where you can at least avoid 70 to 80% of basic known attacks, right? So that is what compliance. But there are certain cases, I would say, especially for technical implementation of compliance. Let's say some of the challenges I can say, there are few tools, this is very good to have a great attack surface management, but might be that tool is not available in Indian region. It might be available somewhere in US or some other countries, right? The problem is that, let's say there is a data localization compliance you have where, you cannot able to utilize that benefit. So these kind of, minor issues are there, but I would say Indian economy is growing in a very, very, very good speed, I would say. And that is also encouraging our cybersecurity partners to come into India and bringing those services in India. And our compliance, managing the compliance has become much more easier. And in recent days, I would say there are multiple tools also available. You can do an automatic scan on your, infrastructure, and they can tell you how compliant you are, where exactly you can do some more, and what is the best about it. So there are much more easier way to do compliance, as on date content, I would say, compared to last 5-10 years.
So in this industry, the collaboration is something which plays a very key role. So how do you foster cooperation between technical teams and non-technical stakeholders, such as maybe the legal or management team, to ensure comprehensive cybersecurity approach?
Well, I personally believe collaboration is key for everything, right? Whatever we are doing, right? Even I would say we are going to a vegetable market and try to buy something, there also you need collaboration, right?
Absolutely.
So collaboration is key for everybody, right? So I personally feel if most of the cybersecurity leaders, what they have done, they try to explain the technical vulnerabilities to the technical team or the non-technical team. If you don't do that, let's say if I take an example that there is a SQL server and this SQL server have a SQL injection. So if we talk about this thing, hey, if you face this is a critical vulnerability, if you're talking this way, believe me, it will be very difficult to explain to anybody. But in a different node, I would say there is one sign, the rupee sign or the dollar sign, which is very, very well understood by everybody. From board of directors to the lowest level of the employee.
Right.
You just need to explain it like, hey, if you fix this vulnerability or if this vulnerability persists in your system or in our system, it the impact can be 10-20 crore or 10-20 million to our business. I'm telling you, it will be very, very easy to explain. And you can see the collaboration, it will be much, much easier. And, they will also take your input in a very, very serious manner, and they themselves will come to you and, try to understand, okay, hey, this is what I'm going to do this business. This is what my product, please let me know what is that, cybersecurity risk and how much if something goes wrong, what can be the impact on us. So just need to put some right parameter to explain that. That's all I would say that are, key for collaboration.
So how do you prioritize vulnerabilities and allocate your source of effectiveness when mentioning?
See, prioritization is always a key for every business, right? Whatever we are doing, I'm 110% sure there are 15-20 risks is always there, right? Which is going to impact you. And in a different note, I would say every security leader have their resource constraint, right? It can be a fund, it can be a budget, it can be a human resource. Everything is is limited to all of us, right? So it's all about how much impact, and just do a parity on the impact and resource. It will help us to prioritization, or I'd say it will automatically do that. Let's see if we understand something is impacting me, let's say 20 million, or something is impacting me 5 lakh or 5 million. So it will be very easy for me to do that prioritization. So the impact would be the key. If you able to quantify the right impact, it will be very easy for you. And I would say it will come, it will come in or I would say autopilot mode, but decision is already making. You just need to do a rubber stamp. Yes, that's all.
Okay. But now we would like to understand how do you manage the delicate balance protecting sensitive information firstly and enabling seamless user experience. If you could discuss your approach to risk management within cybersecurity.
Wow, I think this is the $1 million question, and nobody have the right answer for it. And again, I would say, it's all about the mindset. Let me give you an example. You will understand. I'm sure you travel a lot over flight, right? How do you feel when you got to know that you have a flight at 2 o'clock what time you come into that airport. At least I would say, 1.5 hours or 2 hours, right? Let's say you want to travel by bus at 2 o'clock. What time you come to that bus depot? Hardly 5 or 10 minutes.
Actually, yeah.
Right. Now tell me one thing. How comfortable you are to put your luggage in any place in the bus stop and go to washroom or somewhere else? Let's say, around 100 meters. How comfortable you are?
Multiple times over. Whether it's
Yeah, yes. Now, put the same thing on the airport. How comfortable you are. You will be completely fine.
completely relaxed. You know, it's a
Yes.
get more.
So I would say it's all about how much effort we are putting to create that, barrier. So it's about mindset, right? If I want to have that safe mindset, okay, I can put it here and I'm okay. So I'm okay to take that, additional, half an hour, 1 hour security checks so that things will be in a very right manner. That is how, it should be, right? So if you want to have a, lot of flexibility, please believe me, you will not get a, very good security. If you want good security, then you have to compromise a little bit on the flexibility side. At an org level, you have to understand what kind of data you are handling. What is the trust on you, right? Let's say, you are trusting on my organization. You are sharing a lot of, I would say, you are doing your bank transaction with us, with all of your hard and poor money, right? You are sharing the details with us. So it's our responsibility to make sure that, hey, whatever would be showing that trust on us, we should always be on that, right? We should always, maintain that trust, maintain that reputation. Even it's, creating a little bit, I would say, time taking a little bit effort for our employees is completely fine. And I'm sure, every organization has that same mindset. But there at the same time, like, if I talk about any financial data, I believe, there is option for you, there is opportunity for you to reset the data. Like, might be one of your, let's say, bank account get compromised, you may lose, 10, 20,000 or some more money. You can switch off that account and you can shift to, some other bank and you can again, earn that money. But there are certain cases, let's say, some of your health data might be your, fingerprint scan, might be your retina scan data has been leaked. You will not able to, restore the data. You will not able to reset those data. So people who are, handling those data, I personally believe everybody is super, super careful and they are having that balance. They're always giving priority to their customer data.
Yeah. It should be that, and completely agree on that. So, in terms of cybersecurity, we have seen ethical considerations to be the paramount. So, how do you navigate the ethical dilemmas that can arise, especially when we decisions that impact user privacy and data protection?
Okay, it's just a two. I would say it's a two-way sword. I would say, without ethically correct, you will not be able to grow for sure. And in a different note, I would say, if you see all the renowned cybersecurity leaders, some way or other way, or some time ago, all of these people started their journey to do something unethical on. And how I can explain this thing actually. Let's see, if I'll consider my own case, right? When I was just a, I started my, cybersecurity journey when I was in class 7, 8. Okay. And for me, the, inspiration is that I want to have free internet. Okay. So I don't want to pay that internet bill. So I was looking for some bugs, some vulnerability where I can exploit it and I can able to use the free internet. Or other way around, we would say, okay, also try to do like this way, like compromising the, Wi-Fi password for some other people and they're using it. That is how it started. Yes. That is how it started. But over the time, there are few people, I'd say most of the people, understand this thing. Hey, this is not the right way to do it. Okay. Or I would say you will always get an opportunity in your life where, you will get a guide, I would say it's a known guide, unknown guide. All in a sudden, you will see somebody, you never know him and, you met him in somewhere or, in might be in a travel also, they will explain the value of life and they will explain the value of, ethics. And you will learn from, if you learn from that, you will take a right path and you will, make money from the cybersecurity by protecting that kind of, fraud or that kind of incident. But if you take the other way around, you will again make money out of cybersecurity, but from a, dark web or something other. So that is how it works like.
So what you choose, it depends.
I always choose this, right way. I personally feel. And at the same time, it's also important to, you should see the other side of the table and that information, what is going on over there. And I would say in a personal level or in a personal thought, I would say most of the cyber security leaders having a gray hat, not black, not white. They need to know both the side, right? Else it's very difficult.
Agreed. So, how do you approach the challenge of communicating complex cybersecurity concepts to non-technical stakeholders, such as maybe the executives or the board members, rather? So, how has it been?
Well, I personally believe, if I talk about the board member, they are super qualified. Okay. Just you need to explain them without your cybersecurity jargons. And please try to quantify. Quantification is very much important along with the impact quantification. So there is one way to quantify is that, how much monetary loss is there. There is other way to quantification is your reputational loss is there. If you are able to quantify with these kind of parameters, believe me, they understand more than us. So it's very easy to explain them. Yes, there are certain cases, especially for the young guys, who join the organization and they create unnecessary noise. Hey, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why you have given this laptop or given this system? If you want me only limited myself to that thing, they also need to understand there are certain areas like there are environment where it's pure production environment, you cannot do anything. There are environment where you will get a environment or development environment or R&D environment. There are opportunities where you have to do, but not all the place you cannot do R&D. So there are fixed place. I always explain this kind of scenario to all my known people, especially non-tech people. Like, hey, if you want to do something, let's say want to clean or want to open a box, okay, want to open an unknown box, you will not do in your bed, right? You will try to find a place in your home which might be one corner which is easily cleanable. Then you open it, right? So it's similar like us. I cannot allow you to do everything on my protection system. There will be some certain place in your environment where you need to go and do all this already.
Okay. So we have seen that this time we have seen that the entire technology is continuously evolving and getting advanced. So what are the emerging technologies or trends you do believe will have a significant impact on the field of cybersecurity landscape, and is your a highlight on tech priorities in the coming next 2 years maybe?
Well, see, one thing is very clear, right? After COVID, one thing is very clear, especially in India, that digitalization should be there, right? Now, now earlier, if you see, most of the BFSI are, putting their effort, or I would say they're putting their effort. Most of that, startup putting their effort to digitalize. Now, if you see all the, big giant like, Tata, HDFC, I would say L&T, they are also putting their effort to make things in a digitalization. And when this kind of people are coming for digitalization, the biggest challenge for them, they have a huge legacy system, right? And as on date, to be very honest, whatever technology is evolved and whatever problem we are solving, we are always keeping this mind in solving this issue. What can be the upcoming? But I'm a bit afraid. I would say there are very limited tool or technologies available where they are focusing on the legacy system. But the thing is that we cannot leave them, right? So if coming from certain technology and bringing some new technology, it's a challenge for any business, right? They have to do a huge investment, and this is not an easy decision to come out for any big investment or big kind of SCADA system. So that is one thing I feel it should be one trending thing. People will work on it very soon, or might be they have already started working on those kind of problem. I might don't know because I'm not belonging to that manufacturing or industrial industries. That is one way I feel. And in a different note for that trending attack or cybersecurity challenges, nobody knows, right? I would say there are new guidelines come up with RBI like, hey, if you don't have your debit card, now you can authorize yourself with your Aadhaar card for the UPI transaction. Now, it's a good thing, right? There are a lot of people who don't have, debit card, but they have a bank account. They want to have a UPI on their phone. But there are, some smart people are there who are exploiting them, right? They're, fraud. They're doing fraud transaction with that. I've seen, there are certain cases, very known cycle, like people went to take a SIM, mobile SIM. They ask, okay, we need your thumb impression for that. And they're saying that, I would say that elder or older person that, hey, no, your thumb impression is not working. Can you put one time more, 2 time? And by this 1 or 2 time, they are basically, making sure that their bank account, whatever they have, it should be cheaper, right? So this kind of incident are happening. And, when new feature will come up, there will be certain hiccups also. So it's a, I'd say it's a responsibility of all cybersecurity leaders to make sure how we can give pleasant experience to our customer or any of the user of the technology.
Thank you, sir. It was great interacting with you. Thank you for sharing such insightful knowledge with our audience. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Urmi. Thanks. It's always great to talk to you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Lovely. Thank you, sir.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.